Do you feel like you're going around in circles trying to speak to Amazon seller support and get issues resolved? You're not alone. Hi, I'm Chris Turton. I run and manage the Amazon agency in the UK, e-commerce intelligence. We are full service and we work with some of the UK's biggest brands. And we've had to deal with Amazon seller support quite a lot over the last few years. I've been selling Amazon for 13 years, so I know what it's like. I know the stresses. I know the pressures. I know how frustrating it can be for you. There is no guarantees to success and making sure that Amazon understands your points. The first thing I want to say as a caveat before going to these top 5 tips is to make sure the issue is something that hasn't either been already, foretold in terms of looking at Google or forums. The reason being, if these solutions are so common that this is what I believe is clogging up the Amazon seller space. These guys are not heavily trained. So when it comes around to things like, why am I not getting the buy box? Why is my pricing not there because there's a pricing issue? These common issues can be resolved through Google. When we start looking at more complex issues, brand and catalog issues, those are the real problems. These are the ones where, unfortunately, seller support do not have the training to deal with real complex issues. I mean, you may have been in this situation before, but as an agency, we've had to instruct Amazon on what to do with their seller and vendor support teams. Not in the most ideal scenarios. So I'm going to give you 5 tips here to try and really refine those processes and try to help you get a solution quicker. It's no guarantee, of course, and it's always a roll of the dice when you work with Amazon seller support, but some of these tips here may be of help to you. So the first tip I can give you is use simple English and bullet point issues. Don't write them an essay. Don't elongate it, overcomplicate or over-explain things. Keep it simple, keep it bullet pointed, keep it sharp. That will really help in terms of making sure there is no sort of convoluted messaging or complexity within the query or people get lost or confused. Keep it simple, bullet points. Number 2, use screenshots and reference them within your message. Make sure you say, this is the screenshot. Use arrows, use highlighted things. Again, use that with your bullet pointed, simplistic process. Number 3, if an issue has been resolved in another case, and this issue is around the same problem with a different agent, then reference that case. Use that as a momentum. Again, it's not always guaranteed, but being able to show about that case and saying, look, you resolved this for us previously, and this is your colleague who did this. This is how they did it. That may help and has helped us before. A really big one, request escalation to the senior leadership team. This will happen eventually. And when we were on Amazon Accelerate this year, Amazon have said they'll bring in new things to be able to escalate scenarios sooner to people more in the know. How successful and probably that's going to be, time will tell. But for now, the really key idea is to make sure that you say, look, I appreciate if you don't understand this, please escalate to a leadership person who may be more knowledgeable in this area. Don't be rude. Don't be frustrated with them. They're getting this all day long. They have an awful lot of pressure on top of them. I've heard rumors, gossip that they have a very short time span to reply to tickets. They're obviously not doing so, and then the problem is compounding because of a system above them that's not working. So be polite, be clear, use that methodology to provide escalation if they're just not understanding your query. And again, keep that clear with your bullet points and your screenshots. And finally, one thing that's helped me quite a lot is putting them on the back foot. So I love using wordings in replies to them, and I'll say things like, so you have said X, however, can you explain X and why we need Y, and tell me why this is not possible. And it almost, sometimes they kind of tune themselves up in their own mind, their own sentences, and it doesn't make it very clear. And one of the things I've really said is try and put seller support on the back foot. Sometimes it helps, sometimes they escalate to the right person, sometimes get so sick of dealing with that issue. We have had scenarios before where complicated brand and catalog issues have taken up to 25 times to get through to the right person. Eventually, the right person in the leadership team has seen it, reviewed it, and fixed it. So don't give up. I know seller support can be frustrating. There are certain things that we do as an agency, and that can be a potentially bonus to you if, we may have a connection, we may have a solution for you, because we work with 60 odd different clients, some major brands. We've experienced everything and anything you can imagine, from wrong brand names and barcodes right up to hijacking and all really complicated brand and catalog issues where people have stolen barcodes. You name it, we've been there, we've done it. And we may be able to find solutions that you are spending a lot of time and intensive labor trying and fixing those solutions. So like I've said, none of these tips guarantee success. But if you get that mindset and that logic for simplicity, an analysis, keeping on top of those tickets, referencing this. You want to almost become like a lawyer. You want to become a lawyer with evidence, a really good, strong stack of evidence, and a clear outcome to get the best at resolutions. And that's how I found it in my experience with Amazon Seller Support. There is never a quick win, and hopefully one day there will be better support levels for more complicated and more advanced processes within the platform. But for now, hope these tips were helpful. Please, if you've got any more tips or you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you like this channel, if you like my content, I post about Amazon and e-commerce every other week, all on this channel. Please give us a like, subscribe, push the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.